Yo, Shaggy.
Hey, how you doing, man?
All right, is this the same Shaggy from Scooby-Doo?
You know what? That's what they tell me.
Right on. I've been told that I talk like him, so that's good.
All right, then we're two peas in a pod, man. I mean, people have been telling me my whole life I look like Shaggy, so might as well take the name, you know?
Cool.
Right on, for sure. Where are you calling from today, man?
I am calling from Thousand Oaks, California.
Oh, right on.
And it's about 1,000 degrees.
Oh, I bet. Yeah, I mean, it's pretty hot over here, too, so I can't even imagine what it's like over in California, man.
Yeah.
Well, hey, man, I just want to say thank you so much for doing this interview. I really appreciate it, first off.
No problem.
I mean, Sebastian, you're like a huge rock star, man. What made you want to come out to the Idaho Rockfest?
What made me want to come out? Well, I'm on tour, so a gig's a gig, and this is one of about 100 or more shows that I've been doing this year so far. And I'm excited to play with Vince Neil, who I first played with back in 1989,
oh, wow.
The Dr. Feelgood tour. So I was thinking about it last night. It's pretty amazing that we're playing together here in 2018, all these decades later, and so it's pretty cool. I hope it's not 100 degrees that day, but other than that, I'm looking forward to it.
You know, it might be 100 degrees.
Well, you know, maybe we'll do more ballads then.
That's 100% fair.
Yeah.
Are you going to be playing kind of an array of your solo stuff and Skid Row stuff on top of that?
I play what the people want to hear, and that is exactly what I'm going to be playing. But, you know, I have some hit songs that people want to hear live, so I'll be doing those songs. Maybe a new thing that we're doing is looking at our Spotify account, seeing what songs people are listening to on there.
Oh, that's smart.
And playing some songs that people are playing on Spotify, which is kind of a new thing.
Yeah.
You know, you're going to hear 18 and Life and Youth Gone Wild and all those great songs. I don't know how long our set list is. I don't know how many bands. I think there's like 6 bands or something that day. So I don't know how long we get to play. But, you know, obviously the longer our set is, the more different kind of songs we do. But if we do a short set, it's pretty much hit after hit after hit.
I have to bring this up. I was watching a video of you the other day, and you were performing on stage with the all-gay AC/DC tribute band GayC, who, by the way, is hilarious. I was just wondering, how did that even happen?
Wow. How did that happen? I met that dude. Wow, God, I'm trying to remember where I met that guy. I know he's a very good friend of Rob Halford's.
Oh, of course.
From Judas Priest. I just did a show with Rob, Rock and Roll Fantasy Camp, at the Whiskey A Go-Go in Hollywood. And that dude from GayC was hanging out with Rob, and we all were hanging out after the gig and before the gig and talking. And I did do a song with them at the Viper Room, and I'm an AC/DC fan.
Oh, aren't we all? Yeah.
So that's why I did it.
Hey, man, and I just have to say, I've never heard you sing AC/DC before, and you killed it. You really did.
I've been singing AC/DC a long time, since way back in the early 80s in bar bands.
Oh, yeah.
I've been singing that stuff, so I know it pretty good.
Well, good. That's fun. In a recent interview that you did, then, you told them that it would be a while before, you know, you kind of had the follow-up to your 2014 album, Give 'Em Hell, which was fantastic, by the way. Has there been any updates since then on, you know, when the new album's coming out?
Well, there's exciting things happening for me on the record label front that I can't say exactly what it is yet, but there's great things happening for me. And once I announce what that is, we'll be closer to putting an actual album out. Right now, I'm doing demos, and I have songs from guitar players that I've worked with. Like the last 3 records, I've had John 5.
Oh, I love John 5.
Play on my records and write some tunes, and he's got a couple of the new ones on this new one that I'm working on. And also Steve Stevens from the Billy Idol Band.
Oh, nice.
We did some tunes, 3 songs on the last record, and he's got one crazy, really cool song on the new one. So I'm just working on getting song ideas together, and my manager has got me a great situation looking like it's going to happen that I'll be able to announce very, very soon. That's all I can tell you.
I'm looking forward to it, man.
Thank you.
Now, I know John 5 helped out on the last album with Temptation.
Yeah.
Can we expect more Temptation kind of stuff from John 5 on this album?
Well, I'm glad you dig that stuff. But, I got to mention when I get ready for a tour, I'm doing so much touring these days. It's crazy.
Oh, yeah. You're a busy guy.
When I'm getting ready, I'll put on, all my records, not at the same time, one after the other, and I'll just listen to them and see what jumps out at me or what blows me away or whatever. And when you talk about Give Him Hell, I didn't even get to Give Him Hell when I was listening to the records this time because I was listening to Kicking and Screaming, and this song, Dance on Your Grave, just blew my mind. I hadn't heard it in a while. I don't think I've ever heard it on vinyl, and I do have the vinyl of that, so I played it on vinyl, and I couldn't believe how cool that song was. And then there's a ballad on there called Dream Forever that I think is great, that you could play on your radio station. I guarantee you nobody would turn the channel.
Oh, for sure.
Great kind of ballady song that we've been doing, especially since Vinnie Paul died.
Oh, yeah. That's a sad one.
That song lyrically really seemed to make sense to sing live. But when you say that you love Give 'Em Hell, when I play those records and I haven't heard them in a while, they blow me away.
You surprise yourself.
I'm so proud of them. You were asking me before what songs we were doing, and I said, well, I'm looking at the counts on Spotify, and the song, you might not even know, you probably couldn't guess our number one played song on Spotify. Take a guess. Maybe you can. What do you think the number one is?
I would say Temptation.
Well, that's a good guess. I would say so too, but funnily enough, the number one played Sebastian Bach song is Hell Inside My Head.
Is it?
The first song of Give 'Em Hell. And I have no idea why, but by hundreds of thousands of plays, that song is our number one. And the number two one is By Your Side, the ballad off of Angel Down, which was actually a very big radio hit in Brazil only.
Nice,
But
nice.
it was a very big radio hit down in South America, which is cool. But I get all the numbers. I have control over the Sebastian Bach Spotify page, and it shows me what people are listening to. So I never would have thought Hell Inside My Head was number one, but man, that's a heavy tune. That's what people are rocking to on Spotify. Maybe it's on some weird playlist. I have no idea why, but that's a whole other way to listen to things.
People love some hard rock and some good ballads.
Just so you know, I don't listen to Spotify at all.
I don't either. So.
I listen to records. That's what I listen to. And I listen to my LG V30 phone because it can play high-res FLAC files on the SD card,
Nice.
which is interchangeable. So I can have a limitless, high-quality song collection on my phone. I dig that. But I mainly listen to records.
Oh, yeah, I'm definitely with you on that one. Now, Sebastian, I don't want to take up too much of your time. I know you're busy and everything and probably want to get back to your day, but I just have one last question for you, and it's the question I'm sure all the rock listeners want to hear.
Yeah.
Is there any chance of a Skid Row reunion in the near future?
Well, there's a chance because we're all still alive.
Yeah.
But you would have to ask those guys that. I've made it perfectly clear that I have no problem with anybody from 26 years ago. The last time we were all in a room was 1996. Was that 22 years? 22, right?
Yeah, 22 years.
Yeah. So I don't have a problem with anybody from 22 years ago. I think it's sad, anybody that has a problem with somebody from that long ago. It's pretty crazy. You would have to ask them why or what it is that the problem is, but I've made it very clear that I don't have no problem with them, so you can ask them if there's a chance.
Well, if I ever run into them...
There's a 100% chance I'm going to be singing those songs in Idaho Falls next month with Vince Neil and Motley Crue, so come on down and let's rock it out.
That's right. That's what matters right there, man.
That's a 100% chance.
Well, fantastic, man. Sebastian, like I said, thank you so much for the interview, man. I really appreciate it, and we'll catch you at the Rockfest on August 25th.
Yes, looking forward to it. Going to be a fun day.
Oh, I know, 100%. So we'll see you there, man.
Thank you, man. Good talking to you.
Hey, you too. Thanks so much. I'll catch you on the 25th, all right?
All right, buddy. Thanks.